All right, so this is just going to be a brief video because I wanted to address this. I had a couple DMs from people that watch our YouTube channel and a couple friends talk to me about it. It's about Andrew Tate. And I think the responsible thing for us to do moving forward until we know exactly what's going on here, or until something definitive comes out or some big piece of information, is to stop talking about it, because there's so much information all over the place. Now, I still lean in the camp of him being innocent. I haven't seen enough for me to say that this guy's done something bad. Some voice recordings have been apparently leaked that I listened to. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. There are things that obviously is hard to defend with Andrew Tate, but some of the voice messages that were leaked they sounded doctored to me. It did not sound legit. And the people that leaked it were Vice. And Vice's credibility is already in the toilet because they did a documentary on him and they were already caught out editing the footage to make it look worse than what it was.
What were the voice notes? Who were they from? Who were they to? And what were they saying?
So we can't play them on this channel because Vice blocks everything for some reason. When we did the Just Purdy thing, they took away our monetization. But essentially what he's saying in the voice notes is the girl was complaining, saying that he choked her and he assaulted her and that. And he was saying, I didn't even choke you that hard. What's the problem? I thought you were cool. So he's basically trivializing, if it is him, he's trivializing assault and he's trivializing choking her. But the voice notes were sent to me in the boys group chat and we all listened to them. Even the guys that are Andrew Tate detractors were like, that sounds weird. The way the whole voice note plays out does not sound like it sounds like Andrew Tate, but because of the way you're able to manipulate people's faces these days and the way you can manipulate voices to make them say things that they're not saying, it's hard to believe, especially when the actual conversation is not there. It's just a voice recording. We don't know where it came from.
Can you show me this voice note now? Don't include it in the video, just so I can hear it and understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So if you want to hear the voice notes, I've just played it to Sabi. You can go to Vice World News on Twitter, and the voice notes are still up for you to listen to. There's some other things that have come out, but what do you think about hearing that? Because when I heard it and when the boys heard it, something felt off about it. The way it was constructed, the fact that you can't actually see the log that it comes from, it's just a black screen with the generic voice thing. Something feels off about it. I'm not dismissing it entirely, but my problem with it, one, is that Vice has put it out. Everyone knows that Vice's credibility is in the toilet. They've been caught lying multiple times about multiple things. They normally paint things in a way that suits their narrative. And they've already caught them lying on the Andrew Tate documentary with the editing. Yeah. So that's what made me go, I'm not dismissing it 100%. I'm definitely not dismissing it 100%, but I am not taking it as gospel truth just because of who it came from.
Okay. I think things can definitely get taken out of context. Like I said in a different video before, somebody could clip what you were saying and post that online and people would think you were saying one thing when really you was talking about another. Yeah. So that could have been clipped from certain parts of the phone call. Do I think it sounds like stuff Andrew Tate would say? Yes, to be honest with you, just based off of a lot of footage that I've seen. But it could be taken out of context. So him saying something along the lines of, I didn't even strangle you that hard, that could have been something as simple as sleeping together in the bedroom, him thinking she likes to be choked, and maybe he did do it a bit too hard, maybe she didn't like it, whatever, and she's now trying to throw him under the bus or anything. But it could be taken out of context and people are going to think he's now a woman abuser and things like that. We won't know, we'll never know, but I don't think that's been doctored, but I think it's been taken out of context potentially.
Well, that would still be along the lines of doctoring. At least it'll be painting a false narrative. We don't know yet. It's the news source that it's come from. Obviously, I have to be skeptical because Vice is not a credible news source. And they haven't been for a very, very long time. Don't get me wrong. Vice used to do some good work back in the day. I don't know what happened to them, but they fell off. So because it came from them and because of the weasel that went into Andrew Tate's property to do the interview of him and how they edited it to make him look more frustrated than what he was or make it seem like he was doing things that he wasn't, I can't take it as gospel truth. Having said that, there is also other things, transcripts that have come out, which are very hard to defend. There's things from an old website where he was talking about pimping and taking their money. There's videos of lawyers that are dissecting things that he said about taking all of the girls' money. But then there's the flip side where they said that 6 women have come forward and now 2 of them are saying we don't know why the news has put us forward because these men are our friends, which is, again, that is also weird. So I'm not saying that there's nothing going on here. I'm not saying that Andrew Tate's innocent. I'm not saying he's guilty. As far as I'm concerned, he's innocent till proven guilty. But that doesn't mean he hasn't done anything. But I think because there's so much coming out on both sides, there's women that are defending him, there's women that are condemning him, there's men that are defending him, and there are men that are condemning him. We can't seem to get this story straight. And anything we put out there, we're not going to know if we're talking nonsense or not. We just don't know. The Romanian authorities are not releasing that much information. And he's still in jail right now. He's in a Romanian prison cell with other inmates. True Geordie did an interview with a former Romanian prisoner talking about Andrew Tate, and that guy was condemning him. But then I saw something else from a Romanian cam model who was defending him. So I can't sit here in good conscience and tell you that I truly believe that I have the answers on this. I think that Andrew Tate upset a lot of important people, and I think that he's done things that I would say were probably stupid. Like, for example, openly telling everybody that Romania is a corrupt country. How do you think the Romanian authorities are going to take that? If you're telling everyone that Romania is a corrupt country, I can do whatever I want there, how are they going to look on the world stage? They're going to look like a bunch of jokes, right? Andrew Tate's just exposed you. On the flip side of that, he's probably not lying. But the thing is that this country is corrupt. We know it's corrupt. It's just that we can't get away with it. The politicians can. But over there, I guess what Andrew Tate was saying is that everyone can get away with it. But on the world stage, when you're amongst all these other countries and these world leaders, you're going to look bad. So coming out on a podcast and saying that probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. Just as a world leader looking at that, they're probably going to think, okay, well, we're going to show you that you can't take our country for a bunch of idiots. So I don't know. I just wanted to make this video short. I don't know if you really want to add anything to it, but I don't think it's entirely responsible of us to be putting things out there, defending or going against someone when we just don't know what is going on. I think if something substantial comes out, then obviously we'll do a video on it. If they release him, we'll do a video on it. If they convict him, we'll do a video on it based on the conviction. I don't really know where it's going to go, but I'm definitely not going to demonize the guy. And I do not sit in the camp of just believe whoever's making allegations against him. I don't dismiss them either. I think it's worth listening to any woman that comes forward and says that they've been attacked, but it doesn't mean they're telling the truth. And I think it's worth listening to Andrew Tate, and it doesn't mean he's telling the truth. We're just going to have to wait and see how this one unfolds.